I believe that democracy should go down to the last and spells out the vision. So this is something I would like us to talk about.
No, but he has spoken about... Okay, 1 second. Pavan Verma. Pavan Verma wants to come in. Yes, Mr. Verma. Mr. Verma, in support or against Rahul tonight?
Arnab, as always, one has to intervene.
Yeah, go ahead.
To prevent it becoming a Congress BJP monologue.
No, which side are you on?
Say that for whatever, I'm just giving you a response, Arnab. Before I start speaking, you ask a question. I'm saying for whatever it's worth, even though it's late, I think Rahul Gandhi made a fairly spirited and energetic speech. Of course, everyone knows, including in the Congress, that much that needs to have done is being done much too late and for the elections, but other parties are also guilty of this kind of expediency. But as belonging to a party which is not part of the Congress or the BJP, I have 1 or 2 comments to make if you will take them on board.
No, I just don't want you to do a balancing act. I know that I don't want you to do a balancing act, that's all.
I'm giving you a clear answer.
Yeah.
I'm giving you a clear answer. Now, please listen. You see, there are points that he made which we agree with, like on a composite India where religions live in harmony, or about, I think, women. Women, that point that he made, action, of course, must follow intent. But that is one area where I can tell you in Bihar, Mr. Nitish Kumar has done a lot.
No, one second.
On issues of reservation for women in Panchayat. But the 2 comments I want to make are, he talked of an inclusive vision. I want to ask Mr. Rahul Gandhi and the Congress party, why have they been so tardy about the special category status to Bihar?
Oh, please don't make it, no, that's where, the problem is, we are not discussssing special category status for Bihar. We will not do that. We will not debate that. We will not, that's not the issue, Mr. No, this is not the issue, Mr. Verma. Mr. Verma, with respect to you, with utmost respect,
let me say to you,
can't make it
you define the debate only as a clash between Congress and BJP.
No, it is not.
Please hear other voices.
No, it is not.
He talked of a campaign against corruption. He talked about a campaign against corruption. It was an important part of his speech. We'll see who he makes as his allies. And it's a question, of course, for the BJP.
There you are,
There you are. What they are going to do with Yadurappa.
No, so say it directly. Say it directly to Jayanthi Natrajan. Don't take time to come to the point. You're being challenged tonight, Jayanthi Natrajan.
No, because
if you are sincere on corruption, Pavan Verma says you will sacrifice and mutilate every sincere action that you have taken on corruption if you tie up with Lalu Prasad Yadav. I don't say that. Pavan Verma says that. I'm not accusing you. Pavan Verma is accusing you tonight.
It's a choice the Congress has to make.
Make it clear.
No, nobody can accuse Rahulji or me as the spokesperson of the Congress. The fact of the matter is, no party at all has done as much.
He's talking about the tie-up with... No, he's talking about the tie-up with...
Let me complete.
Pavan Verma, is that an answer?
Let me complete. Arnab, let me complete.
He says you're not answering his question.
No party except the Congress has walked the talk on corruption and is continuing to do it. Number one.
You see,
the fact is the entire framework of anti-corruption law.
Yes.
Taking action
can I come at all?
Leaders who are even perceived to be tainted. Only the Congress has done.
No,
and
we became a test case.
Is talking about.
No.
If you're talking, you are putting a very minimalist...
The question, Jayanthi,
is specific.
The real question here is, are you going to ally with Lalu Prasad Yadav in Bihar, or are you going to ally with Nitish Kumar? That's the question that's being asked.
Well, if it's Arati, I have no idea, because this is decided by a committee of people sitting there and talking about it. But I'm saying you're taking away,
but if
in a sense, you're trivializing the
corruption.
No, I'm sorry. No, this is, listen, Arati,
if you're so strong on corruption, then shouldn't you be careful who you tie up with?
No, with all due respect, this is what I would call taking away from the main idea of the speech of the intention, of the action, the speech that Rahulji made of our intention to fight corruption by saying, okay, who are you going to ally with? The point is, whoever is guilty, whether an ally or somebody else, will go to jail. I think the people of the country should respond to that. That is what he's talking about.
No, that's not. A specific question asked here is about taking responsibility. If he's sincere on corruption, Vinod Mehta, do you think now Jayanthi Natrajan is caught in a bind on that one? If you are sincere on corruption, then don't. Let him. If you are sincere on corruption, don't. After tying up with Lalu Prasad, Rahul Gandhi has no business to say, I didn't take the decision, my party seniors did it. I mean, this whole speech today was about a change of guard, letting the youth in, taking control. But after the tie-up with Lalu Prasad, Vinod Mehta, can Rahul Gandhi say, you know what, I just go by what party seniors say. If they say tie up with people who are accused of corruption, I go ahead with that. I am just an obedient young man following what the party leaders tell me to do.
Arnab, you pay me 5,000 rupees for every program, but I hardly get a sentence in, so it's the easiest way to earn money.
Yes, go ahead.
I didn't know Vinod Mehta is being paid.
But
He's joking. Carry on.
Arnab, can I just get a...
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I just get a couple of sentences
go
in?
Ahead.
I agree with you entirely, but I'm still confused. This was a good speech. It was rhetorical. It was inspired. It was even funny at times. But I'm asking the question, what is the big takeaway from this speech?
Precisely.
I mean, it can't be 9 versus 12 cylinders.
No, it can't.
He made one big point about women's empowerment.
Yep.
But that was made in the air. How do you get this women's empowerment? And Arnab,
I'll tell you.
I would like to meet the genius who devised that poster which says that Mr. Rahul Gandhi and the Congress party are going to fight single-handedly corruption in this country. I mean, it's farcical. Who is going to believe that?
Vinod.
Given the record of UPA 2, that guy who designed the poster should be sacked. That advertising agency should be sacked. It's an insult to the intelligence of the people of this country that Mr. Rahul Gandhi, who I like, can be in the forefront of the crusade against corruption when the Congress party is responsible for most of the corruption in this country. How can you make this claim? It's preposterous.
Well, Jayanthi Natrajan, that's really a weak point today, isn't it? I mean, and there we have it, with Madhukar Jaitely of the Samajwadi Party also joining the debate. Madhukar Jaitely, any quick comments on Rahul Gandhi's speech today? You find it inspiring? You think he stood out on the issues there? And by the way, before that, Jayanthi Natrajan, you want to respond to Vinod Mehta? The question is very simple. Vinod Mehta says today that nobody will take your claims on fighting corruption sincerely. You have already lost your position on that one.
You know, I want to tell Mr. Mehta and you and all your viewers that there were many takeaways from the speech. And the corruption was the fight against corruption was an important part of the speech, but the clear agenda, even more important part of the speech, power to the people. Let's take power to the people. Let every citizen get the power. He talked about Aadhaar. He talked about technology. Aadhaar, if you transfer, Arnab, I will tell you right now in one sentence, how is like this. If you do a direct cash transfer through Aadhaar, you do away with corruption of the middleman.
Arnab, can I
so that money reaches the people. If you do a bank transfer through Aadhaar, then the identity of the person...
How are you going to empower women? Was there any concrete proposal?
If you keep saying how... Arnab, if you keep saying how, I can't even finish my sentence.
No, the question is...
Please, I plead. Let me complete
No, the question is on specifics, Jayanthi Natrajan. The question is on specifics.
I'm telling you, how do you deal with corruption? You deal with corruption at the most important grassroots level. If you transfer a subsidy to that person who needs it the most, and if you do it through an Aadhaar card, directly into that person's bank account, you completely eliminate corruption. Corruption. Then he talked about an idea of India. He talked about Panchayati Raj. He talked about power to the people.
Jayanthi Natrajan, I challenge you tonight, Jayanthi Natrajan. My question is this: Rahul Gandhi begins with
the people.
Rahul Gandhi begins with talking about the Right to Information Act. I want to get in Ravi Shankar Prasad.
Please ask Jayanthi Natrajan. How power to the people?
I take Jayanthi Natrajan.
Anything in the speech?
Jayanthi Natrajan, Ravi Shankar Prasad wants to also come in. My challenge is there that if the Congress indeed believes in transparency and continues to boast about bringing the RTI Act 9 years back and continues to tom-tom it, should the Congress not be willing to come under its purview? Why did Rahul Gandhi not speak about that? He never referred to it once.
Why?
Why not?
Listen,
no, why not?
No, listen.
Charity begins at home.
Party's position is very
after Ravi Shankar Prasad.
Of course I will. Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad, would you also dodge that? Because even the BJP does not want to come under the Right to Information Act. But the Congress party has made it...
First, Mr. Arnab Goswami, will...
Yeah, okay.
Mr. Arnab Goswami, will you take notice of my presence?
Yes, Mr. Prasad, I'm sorry. Yes,
okay.
Go ahead.
At least give me some consideration.
I have.
That is grossly unfair to me. Then don't call me, please. Please. This is very unfair. Let me make 2-3 very quick points. On this whole issue of corruption and RTI, all right, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, congratulations to you for passing RTI.
Yeah.
Why did 2G happen? Why did Colgate happen?
Yeah.
How did the file got lost?
Yeah.
Why did Adarsh happen?
Yeah.
He has to explain that.
Yeah.
Why you maintain a complete silence on Robert Vadra's indiscretions? These are important issues on which he has always maintained. Therefore, we gave RTI, but I kept quiet when country was being plundered in a scam after scam. Is it going to make any kind of connect with the people?
Jayanthi Natrajan?
Big vision?
Jayanthi Natrajan, why doesn't Rahul Gandhi...
Number two.
No, one second. You raised Vadra.
Number two.
You raised the Vadra issue. She should reply. Yes, Ms. Natrajan.
No. Because, no,
why not?
Excuse me, Prime Minister has already, let me tell you, Prime Minister has already talked about the coal and the coal allocation and the other issues. So let me not repeat what he said. And about Mr. Vadra, the Haryana government had already instituted a commission of inquiry. Yes, it's a fact. You may laugh. Obviously, Ravi, I mean, you're in the BJP. I don't expect you to agree with me. But the fact is, the government had ordered an inquiry and they found that there was absolutely nothing in the charge.
Is it an issue for Rahul Gandhi or not to speak about Jayanthi? Tell me that.
No, why should he talk about it?
The country is a complete lie. The country is talking about.
See, he is the head of the campaign committee of the Congress. He's talking about an inclusive India. He's talking about the idea of India.
No, it's all right to speak. There is nothing wrong with the idea of an inclusive India, but he's talking about changing the system, about bringing transparency. What about Mr. Robert Vadra then in that case? Why is that not a valid question?
Because there's nothing to say, because it was a totally motivated allegation. Because the government
and who determines that the Congress? Who determines that the Congress government in Haryana?
Arnab, you can't cast aspersions on an entire government. They're elected by the people. It is a government, isn't it? If anybody had any other allegation, they would have brought it up. We found
Arnab,
the allegations were brought up. There was an
quickly.
officer,
No.
And that officer has now been... why is it, Arnab, I ask myself, why is it that all retired officers who have a beef against the Congress head for the BJP? Don't you see a pattern there?
But what you have done to Ashok Khemka?
Let's not distract.
Come on, Jayanthi, reply. How Ashok Khemka has been victimized.
Well,
and Rahul Gandhi did not say a word.
We have to wait and see. We have to wait and see what happens to Mr. Khemka, which party he'll join.
Miss Jayanthi Natrajan, please explain that. We have to see what happens to Mr. Khemka, which party he joins. Which means you are even accusing a person who is presently serving in office.
No, I'm
just
not.
Because
I'm
no,
not.
just because
I'm not.
just because he takes on Robert Vadra, would you take that back?
No.
Ravi Shankar Prasad.
Impartially.
Let me make myself very clear.
No, are you alleging that he's acting on behalf of the BJP just because he's fighting Robert Vadra?
No. The reason I said that was a political party has made an offer to Mr. Khemka to head their campaign in Haryana.
But has he taken it?
That's the reason I said it.
Has he
I'm
taken
not
it?
making any charge against him. No.
Has he taken it?
The Haryana government will find whatever he's done is wrong or right. That is a bureaucratic and a department issue. I'm only saying this because a political party, it made headlines recently, offered that he should lead their campaign in Haryana. And that was the only reason I referred to it.
Arnab, one question more.
One more question coming your way, yes.
Arnab, one question
Vinod
more.
Mehta after that, yes.
Yes, Arnab, one question more.
Go ahead.
Let Jayanthi reply.
Yeah.
When the JPC headed by Mr. Chako gave a most shameful report, which tried to completely exonerate all the wrongdoing of 2G, Madam Jayanthi Natrajan, what did Mr. Rahul Gandhi do? He could have said,
because
Mr.
you're
Chako,
wrong.
like Ram Nivas Birdha, give a fair report. He maintained a conspicuous silence. Mr. Chako edited the dissenting report of ours, where we have given all this. Mr. Rahul Gandhi has nothing to say. Therefore, his all commitment to transparency and fighting corruption is hypocritical, is selective, is phony. That's what we are saying.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I have to,
Ravi, because this
report, with your permission,
taking note of a report is never the voice of the committee.
It
is the committee itself.
With your permission, I need to.
You disagree with it.
I will. Jayanthi Natrajan, there is some disturbing news which has come in. Therefore, I need to interrupt this discussion because I have some news that has just come in. We need to go to a breaking news story. I'm going to come back in a minute, in a couple of minutes. Yes.